Och Francesco Metto från Scandinavian Biogas ska berätta om Skogn i Norge som ett väldigt intressant case hur ni har fått till är det världens största anläggning för LBG eller något sånt där?
Ja, det här.
Så det ska bli jättekul att höra. Varsågod Francesco.
Tack så mycket. Hej, Francesco heter jag. Det är min svensk part. And today I will enter a bit more in the details of following up the previous presentation. I think it was definitely a good background on what are we covering now. I work for Scandinavian Biogas, another key leader for delivery of biogas in the Nordic. And I will focus in one of our plant producing liquid biogas and tell you a bit more of why what are the conditions around it. We start this project. So from Kalmar, where Matt is, or where other people are, we are now moving up to Skogn, Norway, sort of on the other side of the Scandinavia peninsula. It's an area located pretty much in the middle of the Norwegian coastline in the Trøndelag region. The key question here is why Skogn? Why a biogas plant in that specific place? I put together a few conditions, and I will go through those before describing what the biogas plant is today. So why Skogn? The first condition, a bit of history, is actually going back to the Viking Age. Perhaps it's because I'm not originally from Sweden, but I like to look in the history. And maybe if there are some Norwegian, it's not the right pronunciation, but Masimatnat, it's a celebration that still today happens exactly in this period, at the end of February going to March. And is linked to one of the most important markets that historically in Norway, especially in this Trøndelag region, took place. Over the period around the 1750, even from south of Sweden, it was an extremely important area for trading with fish market, farmer, and other traders. Of course, the winter time was helping this because of the frozen lake, frozen water, so it was easier to cross the land from south to Sweden going up to Norway. Might be not relevant to you right now why this is important, but I will go there. Another condition of why we are in Skogn is related to the location there of one of the largest pulp and paper mill in Europe. Founded in 1966, today counts in over 350 employees and produce 500,000 tons of newsprint. Most of the newsprint is actually going to the UK market, or at least it was in the latest few years. But it's one of the still active mill in Europe producing both paper and pulp. As such large industry is available, the industry is also there with a number of existing infrastructure around it. For example, there is a clear way to go to reach the mill through European highway, there is a roadway, there is a harbor, there is a lot of space in the surrounding area. Another advantage for this industry is that they have their own wastewater treatment. Here you see on the picture a site of the units. As an industry, today they are also looking for opportunity and possibility. And if we look at what this type of industry is on need of, on one part is energy, the other part is what I summarize here saying CO2 target or sustainability opportunity, a way that could take this industry to show that they are working more on sustainability. So a clear actor that has something to give, but also is looking for something else. The third condition why in Skogn, as you see already from the picture before, we are in the coastline. We are in Norway, which means fishing industry. Skogn, Trondelag is a strategic location halfway between the north part, where there are most of the fish farming, salmon farming, but also the south part, where there are some aquaculture industry around that. Which means that it's easy both sides to reach the area and eventually trade possible products. If we look at this type of industry, what they can offer and what they are looking for, well, in terms of what they can offer, around beside the fish, of course, it's also valuable waste material. Fish is extremely rich in nitrogen, which means that this nitrogen could have a value if it's converted or reused somehow. What they are looking for, again, here we are in more sustainable opportunity, a way to convert or upgrade their industry to a more sustainable way. The fourth condition and the final one is that in that area, nowadays, I would say almost 10 years ago, there was a visionary company called Biokraft, today part of the Scandinavian Biogas Group, that wanted to make a change and contribute to green business development. Biokraft as a company didn't have, the Skogn is the only biogas plant today. It was founded originally as a company to actually trading with fish waste. So they had an idea of, okay, let's be a key actor in the waste fish dealing and see what this could lead us. And the key challenge when it comes to biogas is that in their vision, a biogas plant is a biorefinery plant, not a plant that is only generating sustainable energy, but could also provide other type of bioproducts. If we look at the biogas industry as such, what are the availability as an industry and the needs? Well, of course, the final product is what this type of industry can offer. Biogas, bionutrients in terms of biofertilizer, for example, together with jobs, as usually there are new plants to be built. And of course, all the advantage related to carbon credit or sustainability impact. What is needed to the industry, it's the raw material, different type of waste or other sort of organic biomass that can be converted to biogas, but also rely in the availability of infrastructure and space. It's not that we can build or can biogas plant, especially of large scale, can be everywhere. It requires a lot of surrounding infrastructure available. It's fundamental to have customers, both for the biogas as for the bionutrients, someone that wants this product. And as a sort of new bioenergy coming to the market, it also still today needs some support from the authorities, for example. So if we put all these four conditions together, I think it's pretty clear that we are looking to an optimal condition for implementation of industrial symbiosis, where diverse organizations can get together to foster eco-innovation. I think this is a good definition of industrial symbiosis. I summarize here the different available. We said pulp and paper industry provide infrastructure space, but they're also looking for energy and sustainability. The fish industry provide valuable waste. The biogas provide biogas nutrient job, but also is looking for some of the things that, as you can see, they are already available from the other actor. And the important aspect in terms of making this happen, beside the willingness from the industrial perspective, is definitely linked to the customer support and the condition in the area that are basically supporting the importance of this trade and making such trim is somehow available. So everything starts in 2011 as a large scale project to verify, okay, what can we do with fish waste? Fish waste is not the easiest biomass to convert to biogas, exactly because of the high amount of nitrogen in it. But with dedication and experience on how to deal with this biomass, we could soon realize that yes, there was the condition to make this happen. So from that, 2015, groundwork had started. An area inside the premises of the mill, the pulp and paper mill, was identified ideal for the biogas plant, see here on the picture. And the engineering work completed during 2016-2017. 2018, the plant started quite quickly with the inoculation of the key reactor for the biogas production. And in 90 days, we reached delivery of the first delivery of liquid biogas. At site, there are two different types of biogas technology. One, the more conventional, processing fish waste and other bio-waste. And another technology that is rely on granular sludge, or called ECSB, or in other case, high rate anaerobic digestion, which processing part of the sewage or industrial wastewater directly from the mill. So it came to a sort of interlink between the two processes. And today the plant generates 125 gigawatt at full capacity, and there are already plans to expand this to the next phase to reach over 200 gigawatt by the end of 2023. So it's not far away. Here an overview and some information of the sizing of the plant. As we said, two different conditions. The CSTR considers the conventional anaerobic digestion and the ECSB unit. As you can see already in the picture, you have the two large tanks that are existing from the wastewater treatment plant, and all the green tank is the biogas plant added on top and integrated with the existing facility. There is actually a rail station just passing in the middle of the biogas plant. Fish here is delivered by boat, again supported by the existing infrastructure, and here we go back to a fantastic and strategic location for the Skogn that lead the possibility for the fish waste, which by nature comes by boat, to be delivered by boat, so cutting cost of different type of delivery. And the produced biogas is as well as today at least delivered by trucks to the final user. However, as soon as the plant became available and in production, there is an increase, extremely increased interest and demand of the LBG in the area. Back in 2018, so just after a few months, the plant was in operation. Guldruschen, which is one of the largest ship industry in Norway, showed the interest of convert part of their fleet to biogas. And last year, an agreement, long-term agreement, was already signed with this partner for delivering of LBG. It's not clear if they will refill their boat directly at site, but of course that's a clear option. Looking into sustainability, the fact that we have a biogas plant so close to the wastewater treatment plant, an industrial wastewater treatment plant, provide the opportunity to get waste nutrient from the biogas plant into the wastewater treatment plant and replace chemical nutrient that they have to be provided here to process the wastewater. in particular the nitrogen. This is a characteristic of an industrial site because their wastewater is very pure in nitrogen, so to process it in a conventional way, they need the nitrogen. Nitrogen that can come from the fish, and thanks to the biogas process, can be available for such condition. This is a simple, in case there is someone interesting on number, how the process looks like. That's the situation of the wastewater treatment before the biogas plant was in operation, and that's how the situation changed, especially for the nitrogen perspective. For example, we are able today to replace basically all the nitrogen needed by the wastewater treatment. As I said, a lot of opportunity came up with this plant. This is a list of all different actors that still today they are involved in the additional development and research of innovation around this showcase. Together, since the plant started, over 10 million euro in terms of research of innovation project has been in terms of project capacity, not actual funding, have been granted to this type of site for further development. And I think it's an extremely, it's a fantastic target. Myself, I'm working on the R&D department and if we have a possibility to implement project at full scale, it's really fantastic. One only project I would like to mention, and I'm coming to the end of the presentation, as well, again, due to the scale, due to the opportunity and the fantastic industrial symbiosis synergy that has been created at this site, the European Union show extreme interest on evaluating the benefit of environmental level of this plant. And that's what FS Large project that is started in 2016 and is coming now to an end with 2021, had the key challenge and target to quantify the sustainable impact, especially for the pulp and paper industry and their wastewater treatment. And the initial results show that over 3.5 million kilos CO2 equivalent per year could be saved thanks to the integration with the biogas plant. If you want to sort of scale this number in terms of something that could be tangible, that's almost 14 million cappuccinos that quantify 3 million kilo of CO2. So that's what I had. I hope you find this interesting and could have provided some input of how a dream actually could come true with surrounding condition around it supporting.
Thank you, Francesco. And what really comes to my mind when listening to this presentation is that I wonder if there are other sites like Skogn out there. I mean, you shouldn't, of course, disclose any secret stuff, but what do you think? Would there be possibilities to still discover conditions like the ones in Skogn, or is it just one out of like? I mean, was it a very small chance? How do you view it?
I see there are a lot of opportunity. This case at Skogn was and is still an important showcase, for example, for the pulp and paper industry, because to have the possibility to have such a conservative, for historical reason, industry to accept such an integration where they give away part of their space, they give away part of their product in terms of wastewater, by also accepting some other external product, the wastewater sort of from the biogas plant. It has been one of the greatest challenge. Of course, I didn't show here, or it's more difficult to enter in details of all the agreement that are around between the different partners, but situation like this, they are definitely available in the Nordic and across Europe. And yes, large industry for this type of activities or for this type of concept have an important role. And I think that often, or they could be more the one starting it. So far it's always the biogas industry looking for this type of opportunity and make it happen. But as soon as also industrial actor realize the potential that is on doing this, that's we are opening a new phase for the overall biogas market.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to new Skogn plants then in the future. Thank you, Francesco.